If you take a look at the current state of our nation, it becomes very clear that we need to revisit a lot of what Martin Luther King Jr. preached. Minorities are being discriminated against and wronged left and right, and there is no clear congressional effort to fight it. My painting of Isaiah places a young black man in the complicated context of confronting race in the current state of the U.S. I chose a simple palette of red and blue because I think they are two very symbolically charged colors. Red and blue obviously representing the U.S., and I wanted to show how the country is imbued in his very existence. This can also be seen in the stripes in his shirt, which reflect the stripes in the American flag. I really wanted to include a sense of American nationalism in my painting because I see more and more Americans becoming weary of being associated with American patriotism, especially considering our current political climate. I think that we as a people really need to recall on what Martin Luther King Jr. said during the 1960s, because we see all the time more and more people of color becoming systematically oppressed and limited. My diachromatic choice of red and blue can also represent police car lights. This refers to the many instances of police brutality and racial profiling that take place far too often in the United States. These tragedies shake far too many communities and families, making law enforcement a subject that must be reevaluated. My painting of Isaiah is a contemporary take on Martin Luther King Jr.'s push for peaceful protest. The gesture of his hands is quite purposeful. Martin Luther King Jr. himself was actually seen in a similar gesture many times in the 1960s. Isaiah was listening to his own music at the time that he modeled for me. He was able to enter a state of tranquility, a sense of freedom and safety that not many young black men are able to experience in the current state of the U.S. The painting battles stereotypes of young men of color in our society as well. His disposition is peaceful, kind, loving. He's at the mercy of a greater power. It is the image of a young man striving to find strength and tranquility and empowerment in a nation currently set against him.